Welcome back, Gundam guys and Gundam gals. Patrick Grid here from GGInfo.com, and today I'm very happy to bring you the review for the new high-grade Gundam AGE kit, the Gundam AGE-2 Dark Hound. Now this is Asimo Asano's updated version of the Gundam AGE-2 Normal, and has been featured quite prominently in the later episodes of the Gundam AGE anime. Now although this kit's primarily a color swap from the original Gundam AGE-2 Normal, with about 10% or so new plastic on it, I think it's a drastic change, and I think it looks a lot better. So I'm very happy to bring this review, showing off the new aspects of the kit and the flight mode and mobile suit mode, as well as quickly go over the articulation and other basic components of the kit. So let's get started by taking a look around the box and the manual, and see if there's anything unique to look at here. As typical for the Gundam AGE boxes, the high-grade box here is pretty nice. A pretty dynamic shot here in the front, showing off the mobile suit and the flight mode, with the Dark Hound fighting various enemies and stuff. So pretty cool artwork on the front. Along one edge, we get a front and back shot of the kit, the flight mode up on the action stand that's included. We get a close look at the differences on the head sculpt and the chest, as well as the included Incre Shot weapons and the wire to hold them together. And here's a layout of all the weapons: the DODS Lancer, the two beam saber handles and beam saber blades, the two Incre Shots, showing how you can store the DODS Lancer on the back skirt, and a quick pose of the kit by itself. Along the opposite sides, some line art of the kit in flight mode, a recreation of the scene from the anime where Kyo first met the Dark Hound, and one more shot of the kit up on the action stand looking pretty stoic there. This kit retails for about $20 or so at GGInfo.com, so follow the link down below to pick up your own. Looking at that manual, we see a reproduction of the front shot on the box lid here, as well as a line art for the mobile suit and the flight mode, as well as some new artwork here for Asimo Asano and his new pirate getup. A couple cool action shots of the kit here in various forms and configurations. Some line art for Kyo, for Flitz, as well as the Gundam AGE-3 and its different variations there. And look at the GX's Jack Edge and the Shaldo Rogue, and I'll have the review for the Jack Edge here in a few days. More shots of the action shots and action stand, and being able to store stuff on the bottom of the action stand, which is pretty cool. And of course the painting guide if you want to paint this kit up yourself. Otherwise, there's about 3 or 4 pages of directions to put the kit together, so nothing too major, and it goes together pretty quickly, and it has a pretty good outcome. So you should be able to build this kit in an afternoon with no problem. So I'm going to go quickly over the articulation, the differences in the different areas here. On the bottom, there's no real differences besides the color scheme, nor differences in the articulation. For the front skirt, it can still lift up pretty far. You can separate it if you want to, cut it in two in the middle, but I don't recommend that because it usually falls out. There's not a lot of grab in the crotch in it here. So unlike the HDUC kits where you can separate the front skirts pretty easily, I don't usually like doing that on the high-grade Gundam AGE kits. Otherwise, we have the side skirts here that function as some wings in the flight mode. They can swivel in and out like that, and they can go up and down on their polycap joint there. For the legs, you can bring them up pretty far with the front skirts out of the way, and go out to the side quite a bit with the side skirts all the way up too. The ankles have a great amount of articulation here, up and down, back and forth, and a lot of rotation. So definitely some good ankles, with the shin guards here being able to flip up and down as well. The legs do have a double bend in them for the transformation, and that's what's supposed to look like in flight mode. And they can also go backwards about 180 or so, so some nice articulation there. The back skirt looks pretty nice with a separate piece of red plastic here, a nice little detail. It can go up and down on this polycap joint just like the side skirt skin, although not quite as much. And we do have storage for the two beam saber handles here tucked away on the back skirt. So other than those few areas, there's no other articulation here. Not a lot of panel lining either, just a few notches here and there on the sides. And that's pretty much it for detail. It looks nice. I really like the dark color scheme, the dark gray, the black, and the light gray, with a few red accents here and there. So I think the color scheme looks really excellent and gives a whole new vibe to the kit. So looking at the torso and the head here, we have a really nice redesign of the head. Pretty much entirely different except for the goatee and the faceplate here. Some good color separation. We have 2 different shades of gray, black, amber stickers for the eyes, which is different from the green on the normal Gundam AGE-2, as well as a covered up eye over here with an eye patch. And sometimes in the anime it's clear green, so maybe some kind of sensor or something. I'm not quite sure about that. On the crest of the V-fin, we have a skull design here, which looks pretty cool. And that's achieved by a sticker. And although I was kind of worried about that at first, it does stick on pretty well and looks nice on the kit there. The V-fin is also kind of different with a different color scheme there. I don't think it looks very nice. And the head itself has a unique design here. It's supposed to look like a pirate hat, so you can see kind of a cool shape there. Overall, the head's almost entirely new. I think it looks really good here. Definitely a nice aesthetic design to it. On the chest, gone is the AGE symbol, being replaced by a different kind of skull symbol with 2 stickers for the eyes there. And the symbol itself is made of the silver plastic, which has a few pieces in the kit. And this part does lift up to allow for the DODS Lancer to plug into the chest. Otherwise, the same articulations in this kit as it is in the Gundam AGE-2 Normal. The waist does slide down to allow for the transformation for the head to tuck down inside there, and then bend backwards for the legs to go backward. Primarily it's the same thing. The only real difference here is the head and the chest plate. And again, I love the color scheme. It's very angsty, which of course ASIMO is, so it looks pretty cool here. And also there's the spoilers on the back with the somewhat under-detailed thruster area there. Next up we have the arms and shoulder armor, and here's the other significant difference in the plastic. On the original Gundam AGE-2 normal we had these binders on either side here. Those have been replaced by a large cape-like device on either side that's on a polycap that can lift up and down, twist around a little bit depending on how much room there is to move around, and functions as a storage device for the Incre Shot weapons. Now, I think these look a lot better than the binders from the original Gundam AGE-2 normal, especially since they look like a cape, or even the wings from the Gundam Death Scythe Hell from the Gundam Wing anime. It's a very cool design here. It has several different colors of plastic, the light gray, the dark gray, the black, and it holds together a lot better than the binders on the original Gundam AGE-2. Sometimes they will flop down and not stay in place very well, but these guys are on a nice polycap joint that allows them to stay there. And again, looks very good to me. I love the color scheme. Simple panel lines. There's only a few here and there, so not a lot of extra detail you can add to the kit without scribing some new lines and stuff. But overall, really dig it. For the arm articulation, same elbow joint there as it was in the original kit, so about 180 degrees. Now, this kit does not come with any kind of shield like it did in the original Gundam AGE-2 normal high-grade kit, so I guess these guys take the place of that. And also in the anime, he spins around the Incre Shot weapon to act as a shield too. You can lift up and recreate the scene in the anime a couple times for him grabbing the weapon off the cape here. I think that's pretty cool. Slides in and you can pull it out. So pretty cool little effect there. Taking a closer look at the Incre Shot, it's a pretty simple weapon with 2-3 pieces of plastic making up the gun part and then the hook being able to detach. And there's enough room here to put in the included wire to hold the piece out from the base here and have a little action pose going on. So simple construction, but I think it does look pretty cool. It could definitely stand to have some extra color in it though, so some lining or some silver paint here on the hook just to kind of make some stuff stand out. But all in all, I think it's pretty effective. So taking a quick look at the updated version of the DODS rifle, this is now called the DODS Lancer. It functions as both a stabbing device and a ranged weapon, much like the GN 2 and 3 from the 00 Gundam's anime. So the silver plastic up here replaces the barrel and acts as a stabbing weapon. Then on the side here we'll get barrels for the ranged weapon. Again, very much like the GN 2 and 3. Same articulation here. This little piece here flips down to provide area for the hand to grab onto, and also flips up to function as the cockpit or the nose cone for the flight mode. The piece of plastic here does flip out and turn around and stores away for the transformation. And the handle here is on a rotating area, so it can flip up and then be plugged into the chest. We have a green sticker down here in the bottom for a sensor. And so there's 3 colors here, black, light gray, and silver, and the sticker providing a 4th color. All in all, a simple update, looks pretty nice. So there's a look at the other extras that come in the kit. You get a total of 2 hands to hold onto the weapons, 1 for either side. And most of the weapons can slide down in here without having to take anything apart. The beam saber handles fit down there quite nicely, as well as the Incre Shot weapons. The one for the DODS Lancer is a little bit more tricky. You have to kind of get stuff out of the way to make it work. And sometimes a plate does come off, which makes the weapon fall out of hand. So just be careful with this. And don't put any extra torque on it going this way, because it will pop off, although it's not doing it for me right now. So this is the only problem I really have with the hands. The one that holds onto the DODS Lancer does not do a good job sometimes, and is quite fragile as far as the plate coming off here and lessening the support for the weapon. Again, you get 2 beam saber handles and blades. Nothing too fancy here, but they do look nice. You get an open hand, just for an open palm kind of deal, and a closed fist, and that's it for the hands. The hands can be stored on the bottom of the action base here, using the little peg in place. So that's a pretty nice effect there. I definitely think almost every kit should come with an action base with storage area like this, just because it's nice to be able to store stuff away. You can also store this part for the transformation, which splits the legs further apart. This can be stored away on the action base too, when it's in mobile suit mode. It's a very nice multifunctional kind of deal here. Otherwise, the action base is pretty simple, but functions pretty well. The head up here can turn around on its axis point, and we have 2 different areas for connection for the mobile suit and the flight mode. Up and down for the mobile suit mode, and then out for the flight mode. So it doesn't get up very high, but it's high enough to get the legs off the ground in mobile suit mode. And it's nice and sturdy too, so there's no tipping over or anything. So for a simple accessory, it works really well, and it's something I'd like to see almost every kit. So that's it for the accessories. Let's look at the mobile suit all together. So here's the Dark Hound in mobile suit mode, and I think it looks fantastic. Again, I've said it before, but I really enjoy this color scheme. If I could paint all my kits something like this, I'll definitely do it, just because I enjoy the darker colors over the lighter colors. And the kit works really well. A lot of good articulation. It's very solid. The wings do get in the way sometimes of moving stuff around, although that's kind of a minor gripe. Nothing really falls off. Everything stays in place just fine. Good posability too, so it does have some strong joints and very good balance. So all in all, the kit itself is fantastic in mobile suit mode. And again, I really enjoy the updated version of the Gundam AGE-2 design. So I don't have my Gundam AGE-2 normal high-grade kit here to compare it to the Dark Hound, but I can put it next to the GX's Jack Edge here, so I think together they look pretty cool and form a pretty cool little team. So I'll have a review for this guy coming up soon, so stay on the lookout for that. But back to the Dark Hound here. A good articulation. Again, the shoulders can do quite a bit of movement here. The legs are just fine. The rotation of the upper torso here is fine as well, and the head can look around quite a bit. The wings do kind of get in the way sometimes when you're moving stuff around. And the weapons kind of poke out a little bit too on the underside here. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty damn close. On the back skirt here, like I said before, you can plug the DODS Lancer into place for storage. But that gives them quite a bit of a tail, so you kind of have to stick it out like that if you're going to have it on the ground. And even with it up on the action base, it still kind of touches the ground too. So this weapon's a little too long to be stored away like that. Maybe if it was up higher on the backpack there, it'd be a little bit better. So taking a further look at the kit on the action stand, it works pretty well. Very sturdy and no wobble or anything, so it holds the weight just fine. And you can also see the weapons in the hand here. The DODS Lancer itself is a pretty heavy weapon, but the only thing it really affects is the wrist joint. It can kind of sag down a little bit, but the shoulder and elbow hold it up really well. No real weight issues there. And for the Incre Shot, I've used a wire here that I got from the Marasai. I've misplaced my wire that came with this kit, and that wire is actually a light gray like the rest of the weapon, so it kind of blends in better, although I think the black does look better, especially on my darker background here. The only thing I wish they would have changed in the shoulder design is having the arm rotate separately from the upper shoulder armor here. Because when you move the arm up, you have to move the wings and stuff up too, so it'd be nice if there's some way for this to pivot separately from the rest of the shoulder armor. There's a little bit of slouch in the waist unit here, but as long as you get it centered, it should stay there just fine. And again, the action base works really well and blends in nicely with the rest of the kits. So there's nothing really I can complain about too much here. I think the kit overall is pretty fantastic in mobile suit mode. So I was trying to get everything done for this review in one video, but I can't quite do it. So I'm going to wrap up part 1 of the video review here, and be back shortly with part 2, where I'll take a look at the transformation to flight mode, as well as a detailed look at the flight mode itself, and give you my overall opinions on the kit. So far I do think it's pretty fantastic, but I want to hear what you guys think with a comment down below, and also let me know what you think of the video review. And if you guys have been paying attention, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so as soon as I get there, I'm going to post that giveaway video where you guys can enter to win some credit to GGInfinite.com, so stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for more reviews, so I'll have the high-grade GXs coming up soon, as well as some master-grade kits and some other high-grade kits, so please stay tuned for that. So please let me know what you think with a comment down below. Also like, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for that giveaway. Thank you to Gundam Guy for providing the kit. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you soon.